screen. If anything, any problem, you can just interrupt me immediately. Okay, so let's continue, move along. So maybe you didn't understand or want me to so let's start our second session. Again, sorry. Testing 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now I hope I'm okay now. If anything, you can just stop me immediately. So let's continue our second part with motor driver programming and Bluetooth programming. So these two sections I've already talked about and put some example structure coding inside the module. Okay, so this the thing I'm going to show you is exactly the same inside the module, and inside the module also have a detailed explanation of what I'm going to talk about these two things here. Okay, so for motor driver, we have two types of motor driver, which is using 2 pins or 3 pins. So it's not exactly 2 pins or 3 pin, it's exactly 4 pins or 6 pins. Okay, 2 pins for each motor or 3 pins for each motor. Okay, so that's mean for 2 pins we have 4 pins, two for each motor, and then for 3 pins motor driver we have 6 pins. For 3 pins for each motor driver. Okay, so let's assume we already declare all the things. Okay, we already declare here. Let's assume we already put pin mode here. Okay, so let's look. Let's have a look. Okay, so for 2 pins, usually we have 1 pins for power and 1 pin for direction. Okay, so this is connected to D3 or D4, D3 and D4. So don't forget to put your pin mode here inside the void setup. Okay, pin mode, and then you can straight away use void loop to write the coding. So this we're looking at this like 3 lines at a time. Okay, 3 lines: digital write, analog write, delay. Okay, so this three is one set, and this three is one set. Okay, so this is uh the first thing we write the direction. We write the direction first. The direction variable, the value is 1. For 2 pins, usually the direction is 1, +1 or -1, and it will change the uh, direction. So the direction we're talking about is a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. If the direction is not as you expected, then you need to change. Okay, let's say you assume if you put the direction 1, your robot will go forward. Instead, it's not. Okay, you put 1, the robot goes backward. That's mean if you want your robot to move forward, you need to put -1. Okay, so you need to test trial and error. Okay, you need to test how your robot's connection. So if it is 1, for forward, it's okay. But if it's -1, so you need to change to -1. Okay, the next thing is the power. Okay, you put the direction first, and then you put the power. So as I said, the power is analog value 0 to 255. So we have analog right to the variable power. Okay, which pin is it? Pin 3, and then the power value. So 200 is quite fast. Okay, so that's all. That's all for a single movement. Okay, and then delay 1000. This means 1 second. It delay for 1 second. It will run this at the speed of 200 for 1 second, and then it will change direction to an opposite direction with 150 power. Okay, how do you want to stop this? How you want to stop the moving? It will still move clockwise. Let's assume one is clockwise, so clockwise 200 power, and then anti-clockwise 150 power. So it is looping forever. Okay, if you want to stop this, so you just copy this one set, okay, one set, and then put the power to 0. Okay, paste on the below, and then put the power to 0. Okay, and then the direction is no not important. Okay, for two pins, you can have any direction here, but the power is 0. Okay, so that's all for two pins, but actually you didn't use two pins for your recruitment game. So you'll be using three pins. So let's say previously I said that you need to see this as a set, okay, as a set of three lines. But this is for a single motor. Okay, let's say you have two motors now. So that will be a single set of movement is two of this, one, two, three, four, and then one delay. So it will be a set of five. Okay, a set of five again. So same goes to three pins. So the difference is you have for direction pin, you have two pins. You need to use two pins uh to write the direction to the motor. Okay, as usual, don't forget to put the pin mode inside the setup. So for motor pin mode output, and then so this is another example for a single motor. Okay, this is a set of four. One, two, three, four. So we have two direction. Okay, we have two variable to control direction. So to move to a direction, let's say a clockwise or anti-clockwise, you need to set one direction to low, one direction to high. Okay, so if you want to move an opposite direction, you just change it. Okay, if you put both the same, both low or both high, it will stop the motors. Okay, it will stop the motors if both of these the same. But usually we use both low. Okay, direction 1 is low, direction 2 is low, and then the power will turn to 0. So that's how we're going to stop the motor. Okay, so this is the difference between 3 pins and 2 pins. So we have set of 4. Just the same, we put the direction low high or high low, and then we put the power. Okay, and then we put the delay here. So this is for a single motor. So let's say you have 6 motor. So watch these three, one, two, three. You need to add one set more. So the whole single movement will have a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, a set of 7 there. Okay, for just a single movement, forward or backward or turning or stopping. Okay, so that's all the basic for motor driver. You can also refer to the workshop modules and slide. They have a detailed detailed explanation, just the same as I've been talking about. Okay, so if you have any question about the motor driver, you can directly ask me now or later. So next, we have Bluetooth control. So this is the example structure coding. Okay, example of structure coding that also have been included with explanation inside the workshop module. So I've been explaining the same thing. So we start the Bluetooth with including a library here. So we are using a library, a simple one, a software serial.h. So with capital S. Okay, both S are capital. So you need to declare the function. Okay, with the data type is the name of the library, software serial. And then this name is up to you, your name. Okay, and the pin here, okay, this pin need to connect to RX of your Bluetooth module HC05, and this 11 needs to connect to TX TX pin of your Bluetooth module. Okay, so this RX TX confusion has been going along for a long time. So which one is RX, which one is TX? Is it the RX TX for Bluetooth module or RX TX to the Arduino? Okay, it's a little bit confusing, but you just remember these things. Okay, you just remember the things I comment here, and you'll be okay. So these things pins that will be connected to RX and TX. Okay, I'm going to explain a thing that will make you confused, but it is true. two things. Okay, so this RX and TX is the pins of your Bluetooth module. Okay, RX will connect to the TX of your Arduino board. Okay, and TX will connect to the RX of your Arduino board. Okay, if you want to use the pins, other pins, let's say 2, 3, or any other pins. Okay, so the last pin here will be the RX of Arduino need to be a PWM. Okay, PWM pins. Okay, I forgot to mention about PWM. So for motor power, okay, for analog right power, analog right power, you need to use a PWM pins. Okay, I'm sure that you know what is PWM pins and how to find them on Arduino pins. Okay, so power PWM. Okay, use PWM for power pin. Okay, so back here. So for this back pins here, the RX of Arduino is you need to use the PWM pins. Okay, for the first pin here, you can use any digital pins. Okay, now I've been saying this is RX pins of Arduino, but this is TX. So which one, RX or TX? Okay, so this kind of confusion that we usually meet when we writing the code. Which one is RX? Which one is TX? Which one is the Bluetooth module RxTX? Which one is the the RxTX for Arduino board? So you just remember, remember the simple things is this second pin need to be PWM. That's all. And then first pin connect to RX of Bluetooth module. Second pin connect to TX of Bluetooth module. Okay, so that's all on how you want to initialize your function of Bluetooth. Okay, the data type is same of library name. You didn't need to install anything because it's already built in inside the Arduino installation. So you just data type of the of the library name and your function your name, your function name of your choice. Don't forget the semicolon and then the pins. Okay, so you're done. Declare the function of your Bluetooth module, and then you need to begin the function. Okay, so your name dot begin. Okay, dot begin and the baud rate for the software serial to use. So make sure this baud rate is different with serial monitor. If your serial monitor using 9600, so for the Bluetooth you cannot use 9600. You need to use other baud rate. Okay, so it's like communicating with two different channels. Okay, for the serial monitor is communicating within one channel, and the Bluetooth device is connecting within one other channel, so it cannot be the same. Okay, so don't forget to put your function begin inside the void setup with other declaration like pin mode or and so on. Okay, remember Bluetooth begin, you can refer this from the module. The next, inside the void loop, or if you want to put any if you want to put these whole things inside a whole new function of yourself, and then you put that function inside the loop, it will look a little tidier. Okay, but you can also put the whole things like this inside the void loop for your recruitment gain. It will work if you write correctly. So let's see what we have here. We have okay, my student available. I think this is another mistake. So this is supposed to be my name that I've been writing from the beginning. So it's supposed to be my bt dot available. Okay, so if my bt dot available, okay, so we have this. That means we are measuring this is not zero. Okay, if this function is not zero, it will return this. So what is not zero? So not zero is if it is receiving a data from a mobile phone app. Okay. If it receives a data, then the value will never be zero. Okay. If not receiving the data, it will be zero and it will not running this thing. So it will just loop again. Okay. So next we put the first curly brace. It's actually a second. The first one is here. The second one is here. Okay, so we have serial print. So we print. Let's already initialize the serial begin now. So we print the data. Okay, we print mybt.read. Okay, the same things that we are going to use to read. Okay, and then we also use the read function to put the to put the data inside a variable. I wonder why this data didn't turn orange. I think you guys need to use uh another name. This is not a good example actually. So you put the reading inside a variable and then you use that variable inside the switch. Okay. So most common mobile apps will just send characters data. Like if you press a button, it will send F, it will send B, L, R, or numbers or something like that. So you just put the case here. Okay, so another mistake that you spot here is I have no break here, no break here. Okay, there's no break inside the case. So you need to put the break inside the case here. Okay, put the break here. So just you can write anything inside it if you receive the data. Let's say you receive the data F. You press the forward button and then it will send the F letter to your Arduino. So what you're gonna do with the F letter? So case F, then you just do anything here. You print or you just adding moving forward or maybe light up LEDs and something like that. So all the same goes to the others letters that are available inside the mobile apps. Okay. So if you look from my module, it have a basic structure there about mobile apps sending the signal to the Arduino and the Arduino read it and then what you're going to do to the data. Okay, it's just the same as this. Okay, next, what things that you can do, what things that you can use to control the app. So we are using this for a long time. You can search on Play Store and Apple Store. I think both have, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's Android only. Okay. So you can search Arduino Bluetooth RC car, exactly the same name as this. Okay. These three apps I've been showing to you exactly can use the coding style that I've teach you guys now. Okay. So these three apps can use the same structure, the same coding that I'm teaching you guys now. Okay. So for Arduino Bluetooth RC car and this robot controller VET BT. So this is a creation from our Jazari senior. Okay, he's third year, so he create this app by himself. I've already downloaded it, but I don't know why. Last night I searched for it, I cannot find it on Play Store. So I don't know, maybe it's having some kind of maintenance. But supposedly it have there, and I found that this app is like easier from this app. But it's okay. Either of these you can use. Okay. If you cannot find his app, then you just download this one. Okay, and then another one is MIT App Inventor. MIT App Inventor is a website. You need to search on Google. So you open it and you create your own apps inside it. Okay, you need to do a little coding on the website. So you create your own apps. And then you create your own layout and then you download your own app. Okay, so three these three apps. Okay, so these two, you just need to download and install, and straight away you can play with your Arduino. And this app, you need to create your own apps. Okay, and then you can use it with Arduino. So for the coding on the Arduino part, it is the same for all these three. Okay, for all these three, it's the same. You can search for these two on the Play Store or App Store, and you can search for MIT App Inventor uh, on the Google. But I'm not be covering on how you want to write a coding of an app in MIT App Inventor. You can explore by yourself or ask your mentor. Or I'm sure that we mentors just suggest you to just download either of these two. Okay. So next, what else you can use to control a robot? So we can use a wireless Bluetooth controller here, and we can also use Blink app. Okay, so Blink app also have from Play Store or App Store. You can program it with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Okay, you can, it's like you can control your robot from far away as long as your place have Wi-Fi and your robot is in Wi-Fi area, so that you can control super far wirelessly. Okay, but the coding is different. Okay, the coding is different on the controller part, on the apps part, and also on the Arduino part is different from what I'm teaching you guys now. So for wireless PS2, the price is around 40. So these two things, I think 40, 45 or 49, something like that. So these two things is 39 ringgit. So it's a set. And then we need a breakout board. Okay, like a socket here that have pins, so you can solder to your board or use to the breadboard. And that breakout board is RM9. So this is RM39 and that breakout board is RM9. Okay. This wireless PS2 set also you can use to on your laptop if you have the adapter. Okay, you can use to play games on your laptop if you have the adapter PS2 to USB adapter. Okay, so these another two things that you can use to control your robot. Okay, using Blink app or PS2, and I'm not be covering this to teach you guys now. So if you can also explore, but it may consume times if you never use this before. And maybe if you are accepted as Jazarian soon, you can also ask any seniors on to teach you, or maybe you research by yourself on how to program using these things. Okay, it's fun and it's very good for you because you have much more buttons and it have much more application that you can use on your robots. Okay, so I think that's all from me. Okay, that's all from me for the sharing session and briefing today. If you have any question, you can ask now, or maybe you can ask later, PM me on Discord, or maybe you can ask your mentor, okay, anytime. So, any question now? So, if no question, I think I will pass to MC back, okay.